Give me a P. Give me a E. Give me a T. T. Y. I'm petty all the time. Give me a P. Give me a E.
I am pissed.
Give me a T.
Backstory. Nathan would forget his head if it was not attached to his body. Needless to say, he left his keys to his truck at work because one day last week, Friday, I took him to work just to so it could be quicker, so he wouldn't have to find a parking space. He took his keys with him. He forgot it at work. And then yesterday, I had to take him to work again. He forgot his keys at work again yesterday. So that means today, I had to take him to work. So hopefully tonight, he brings his keys. He forgets literally everything. His wallet has been missing. Like, lost his wallet twice. Like, actually more than that, but twice, big time. Like, he lost it before, but we found it around the house or in the car, blah blah blah. But twice, it's gone permanently. That's the backstory. My man keep losing his stuff, right? Okay, that's not what it's about. I took him to work today, and I got to the gate. We were 10 minutes early or whatever, and then he went to the gate, and he figured out that because my boyfriend forgets everything, that he left his ID at home. The ID that he needs to get into the building for the gate. So I had to drive him back home to pick that up, drive him back. Okay? So as he was getting out of the car, he already had one foot out. I don't know if both of them was out, but I know one was out because he was grabbing stuff. As he was grabbing stuff, mind you, the way it works is, well, that's how I've seen it work. Like, there's like a dropping, kind of like a school little area, the bus or the car drop, whatever. Now, there was cars in front of me, so I couldn't go forward. So there was cars in front of me, people dropping people off, and people were getting in cars, shifts changed. So couldn't go. Now, there was a tight space. I stopped because I couldn't go, and Nathan was on his way getting his stuff out or whatever. And then a car came, tight space, y'all. If I can find a picture, I'm gonna get Nathan, because he took pictures of the incident and stuff. Tight space, right? And she said she wasn't speeding, but she was going, either way, it was fast to me, because it sounded, oh, my heart is going so bad. So yeah, tight space, and she's gonna go zoom, her car hit my car door. So immediately, I didn't know what happened. I thought it was my mirror that got messed up or whatever, but actually it was her mirror that got messed up. I got the car because I'm mad, because I felt it was her fault. Because one, I couldn't leave to get, because normally I go up a little more to let Nathan out, right? But I couldn't do that. So Nathan was getting out where we were. Nathan was getting out, and he was apologizing or whatever. I'm like, you're sorry? It's not your fault. It's our fault when we're parked, can't leave, and she's gonna try to it was a tight space, y'all. And she's coming this way trying to park. And mind you, the parking says no parking between this time and that time. And it was between 9 o'clock or 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it wasn't even 4 p.m. So you couldn't even park there regardless. And you were speeding. I was like, so you're speeding and you hit my car. So yeah, I'm mad. My heart is starting to hurt. Like, it's... Ooh. So Nathan is the calm one. First of all, he's the calm one, but I'm mad because you hit my car trying to get into a freaking tight space. But my car wasn't even damaged. I didn't even see the damage. Like, she couldn't wait. Like the other cars, she couldn't wait. So she was trying to pass to park. And then, like, asking her if she's okay. That I don't care, because he's a gentleman. That's part of the reason why I love him or whatever. He cares for others. The point, he was apologizing. That's what pissed me off, because I'm like, why are you apologizing? It's not our fault. We couldn't go anywhere. There were, like, I don't know how many cars, at least 4 or 5 cars in front of us. We couldn't go nowhere. So why are you apologizing? I was like, it's our, so I got out. I was like, so it's our fault? I was talking to him. So it's our fault? Like, is it our fault that we did? Like, look, and I was looking at the space between the space that she was trying to, you know what I'm saying? So my heart is hurting, like it is pain. I'm hot because I'm just like, first of all, you couldn't wait. Like the other cars behind us were waiting, but no, you tried to. Oh my God. So, like, my heart hurts. Whew. So that's why I was really mad. Because, you know, and then when I saw it, there was no damage done to my car for real. There was a little scratch, but okay, whatever. So, what happened next? What happened next? What happened next? Like my heart, I'm still going. I'm like mad. So because I had an attitude, yes, I was mad because I felt like that wasn't necessarily what you did. You could have waited, but instead you passed through and got you. And then she was saying, oh, she called her husband, and she was like, come out here right now or whatever. Because I told her she was speeding, blah blah blah. She was saying, first of all, I wasn't speeding, so she was on the phone with her man, and he was like, he needs to, because I guess he was coming out. Nathan was going in or whatever. You need to come, blah blah, because somebody hit my car. No, bitch, no, that's not what happened. So that's what you're not gonna do. Somebody hit your car. No, we were literally, we were still couldn't go forward, and you came and you passed the car, and as Nathan was getting his stuff and all that stuff, you came. So that's one. So I was like, we hit your car? Like, no, first of all, no, we didn't. Nathan was trying to I don't know if he was calming me down or whatever, but he was being whatever, asking her, does she need water, blah blah, and then he was asking her if she was okay. No, you need to be asking me if I'm okay, because if you wouldn't have forgotten your ID, I'm sorry, boo, I love you and all, but if you wouldn't have forgotten your ID, we wouldn't be in this predicament. You need to ask me if I'm okay. Whew. But anyways, we're not mad at Nathan. We're not mad at Nathan. We're mad at that girl. We're not mad at Nathan. We're mad at that girl. Okay? So he was asking her, are you okay? Do you need a blah blah blah? And she was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm with child and blah blah. So now, since I know that she's with kid, so now I shut my mouth. I didn't really say much after that. If I had something to say, I would talk to my man. So I didn't really say much or whatever. I actually ended up going back to the car because I was like, okay, so she's pregnant. I'm not gonna cause no more stress. You know, I'm being respectful. So I'm not gonna cause her. So let me take my hind parts to the freaking car and sit down. Then we waited and all that stuff. So I was talking to Nathan. I was like, so how is this our fault? You apologizing to her like it's our fault. So I was like, how is this our fault when there was a tight ass space and she could have waited like the other cars, so she could, you know what I'm saying? So we're going, and he was like, you're probably right, it probably is her fault. And then the signs that said watch out for pedestrian, still sitting in the car. Her husband, I saw a ring on his finger, so I'm guessing they're married. Her husband came out, and then she was talking to her husband, and Nathan got out the car, and then the husband started getting hype, you know. Nathan, I'm the aggressive one in the relationship. No, I'm not afraid to say it. I'm the one with the mouth. That I saw them talking. I didn't get out yet. And he was like looking at the car, shaking his head like, doing this and blah, blah. He was like, you're going to have to pay for this car. So now when he's doing all that, you're going to have to pay for this car, man, blah, blah, blah. And then Nathan was like, excuse me? And then when I got out the car, and I was like, okay, what's going on? Like, it's not our fault. I'm not trying to make it worse, but I'm getting out just in case something go down, because my boyfriend is not a fighter. He is not. He is, I mean, I guess he'll fight if it push come to shove, but he is the reasonable one in these kind of situations. He is the one who calms the situation down. He is the one who is respectful in these kind of situations. Okay, so but I got out because the guy seemed like he was getting upset, and you're not gonna punk on my boyfriend. That's what you're not gonna do. And you know what I'm saying, I ain't never seen Nathan fight or anything like that, so that's why I got out of the car, because he was talking about you gonna have to. And then when he said excuse me, the guy didn't say anything. He just kept shaking his head, bringing the her mirror thing broke. Her mirror, her rearview mirror, left one, broke. That's when I got out of the car. When she was explaining something, she was saying it in a way like it was our fault. No, bitch. I was parked pretty much because I couldn't move, and Nathan was getting out. The door was already open, one. Nathan's leg was already, out of the car. That's two. Okay? Getting his stuff. You came and hit the car. So don't do that. Don't lie to your man. Don't do that. So don't do that. So I explained to him what happened. But I'm still trying to be calm because the girl says she's pregnant, right? She's pregnant. So my blood is boiling. So next thing, another thing that boils my blood. Okay, so I am buying the car from my mom. Okay, I've been paying for the insurance in the car for the past year and some months. Okay, she even made me do an agreement, a purchase agreement thing, and we both signed it. I was looking for the insurance information. It was not in the car. The registration was, but the insurance thing wasn't in the car. Oh, let's not forget, I forgot my freaking ID because I was rushing to take Nathan to work. Let's not forget that. Okay. So, but they can look up your. So I could have got a ticket for not having my freaking driver's license on me. That's another thing. I yelled at Nathan because of that, because I'm just like, if you wouldn't have forgotten your damn ID for it to get in the thing, none of this would have happened. Whatever, driver's license, ID, same thing. So keep all that in mind. And what was I with this story? Like, my heart is still racing. The point is, the car and stuff is under my mom's name. So because I couldn't find the insurance information, I had to call her and find that out. So I'm still shooken up, right? Still shooken up. So I called her and I was like, Mom, there's been a minor accident, because it was minor. It wasn't, nobody was hurt, blah blah. There's been a minor accident. I was like, I was shaken up, couldn't even explain what was happening because I'm shaken up. I was like, talk to Nathan, he could tell you because he's calmer than me. So she's being petty. Yes, I said she's being petty. She was like, Rochelle, you talk to me. I'm like, I can't talk to you and explain what's happening right now. I'm like shooken up. I can't talk to you. So the person who's there, who sees it, who's in it, why is there a problem that I ask him to explain to you the situation when I literally couldn't? Because I'm like, my anxiety is like on the sky high. So I'm still shaking up. So I'm just like, so she was like, I need you to, I was like, I can't talk to you. Talk to Nathan. I can't talk to you right now. Talk to Nathan. And then what happened? Lord Jesus, what happened? Calm down, come on. Why do I oh. I'm about to lose my shit all over again. Oh gosh. So I told her, I was like, talk to Nathan. He's there. Why does it matter that if it's me telling you the story or is he telling you the story? Why does it matter? I can't talk to you right now. So So he was getting ready to explain to her what happened, and she hung up. Mind you, I'm trying to get the insurance information that should have been in the car, or I should have had a copy of it in the first place. Right. So like, I'm still shooken up, guys. I'm still like shooken up. So that can't get into her now. We got out of the car. So of course I'm talking to Nathan, like, I'm like, why does it matter that you're explaining the story and I can't right now? Like, cause my anxiety is up. I can't talk right. I can't talk straight. Like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking to Nathan. I was like, why does it matter? Why does that matter? So anyways, we ended up getting out of the car or whatever. So I asked the girl, I was like, so is the police on their way? And then of course she had an attitude, because I had an attitude earlier. Okay, so she was like, yes, they are. And I was like, okay, didn't say nothing else. She's pregnant. Rochelle, don't do anything extra. She's pregnant. And so as we were outside or whatever, and then she was on the phone. The police, I guess, called her. I don't know. So she was explaining where we were at, and the police officer came, and she was waving at the police officer to come, blah blah blah. So the police officer came, you know, hey, how you doing, you know. So she talked. So I was gonna explain, but she talked first. So she got the police, talked to the police officer first, whatever. The police officer came, took her detail, more focused on her and stuff like that, her side. And I'm just like, is it because she called first? Or because I don't feel like it was our fault. We were parked, and it's literally kind of like, you know how you drop off your kid to school and that little curb, it's kind of like that. So people are going in and people are getting dropped off, kind of like that. So she was explaining the situation to the officer and all that stuff. The police officer was getting, now I don't have my freaking ID, so I had to explain to the police officer that I don't have it. So I was like, but I have my social security number and I have blah blah blah, and I can give you that. Fine, okay, he got all that. He asked for the registration. I had that in the car. And he asked for the proof of insurance. Didn't have that because my mom is being petty. And I know she hates when I say that. Listen. So I'm still trying to talk to my mom. So basically I'm calling her, and whenever she didn't like whatever was going on, like, she hung up. So it was basically playing phone tag, except I was every time she called I answered, but when I was calling she wasn't answering. I couldn't get in touch with her, so I texted her. I was like, Mom, this is not the time to be petty. I need the information for the insurance. And then I explained to her what happened, and then I explained to her, I was like, by the way, I was driving, Nathan was not, so just to get that out the way, you know what I'm saying. A few minutes go by, whatever, the police officer came to ask me information, you know, because I didn't have my freaking license. So I came. Okay, I don't know where was I. Oh yeah, he was asking me questions since I didn't have my license. So he was asking me all that, my address, blah 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 blah. So he was able to find my information, blah blah, with my driver's license, blah blah blah. And then he was like, are you still trying to get in contact with your mom, blah blah blah, because we need the. And I was like, yes. And I was like, you might have to call her because she is being petty towards me for whatever reason. She ain't. And the police officer was like, I just need the and I was like, I know. And she was like, whatever that's going on, she could put that aside. I just need the insurance information. And I agree. Like, why is it an issue? Just give the information. Why? This is not the time to be petty. Petty, petty, petty. My mama, petty. So So she called, and I was like, hello. And then she was like, what's up with the name calling? I was like, what name calling? What are you talking about? You said petty. I was like, no, that's an action. The way I wrote it was an action. I didn't call you Miss Petty. I didn't do that. That was not a name calling. That is how you were acting. So I used it as it's an action, and you were being petty. You were being very petty. Okay, that is an action of how you are behaving. So that's what I said. I was like, first of all, I didn't call you a name. It's an action. Okay, what she was like, well, to me, that is calling me, and that's calling a name. And I'm sorry, I don't think that's disrespectful. If you're being petty, I'm gonna call. There's worse names, since it's a name calling, that you could be called. You are being petty. Anyways, I'm still like, I'm about to cry again. But I was explaining that to her, and then Nathan was trying to diffuse the situation because we were going back and forth. And he even apologized on my behalf. And I was telling him, I'm not sorry for saying she was acting petty. I'm not, because it was petty. It was petty. It was petty. Because there was no reason for you to keep hanging up because you didn't like whatever was happening, and I'm trying to get the information. The police officer is here now. I need the information. He even apologized on my behalf, saying she's sorry for the name calling, even though it's not a name calling. And he said that, he was like, but I was just trying to diffuse the situation. So if she wants sorry for whatever, he was saying, he was like, sorry for that, but right now we just need, and before he could finish, she cut him off and said, Nathan, I wasn't talking to you. Rude, loud and rude, loud and rude, rude to the man. He didn't even do anything to her, nothing. If anybody she should be mad at is me. But anyways, rude to him. But you know the old generation, you know? Because you are the I hate that mindset, by the way. I hate it. I understand, and she raised me to respect my elders, but at the same time, I am fucking 25 years old. My boyfriend is 25 years old. He is not your kid, okay? There needs to be some kind of respect, okay? Some kind of respect, but there isn't. So, Nathan, I had to get on him about that too. So Nathan was taken back, and then when she was like, Nathan, I was not talking to you, like loud and rude. So Nathan was like, who are you talking to? Like that. And then she hung up. So I went to Nathan. I was like, Nathan, you shouldn't have said that. One, now she don't like you, probably think you're just disrespectful. Why does she get to be disrespectful to me? And then when I was like, Nathan, she's not gonna view it that way. It's gonna be a sign of disrespect. She's not gonna view it that way. I'm telling you now, she's not. And then he was like, I was trying to diffuse. I was like, I understand that. I understand. And I understand that she was wrong for yelling at you, coming at you that way when you didn't even do anything. I understand all that. But she's not going to view it that way. You're going to be looked at as disrespectful now. And you were wrong for saying, who are you talking to? I was like, now what you could have said is, why am I being talked to that way when I was trying to just help? Maybe that would have been better. But the fact that she said, who are you talking to? And she's the elder. So I corrected Nathan on that. And he was like, okay, I understand. I'm sorry to say, but there's a difference of how he was raised and how, African American raise their kids with cultural difference. They can say certain stuff to their parents and blah, blah. And the African American, you have to be like kissing ass. Basically, because they're the elder. No matter how wrong they are, that is how it is. Period. You have to kiss ass. So I was explaining that, and he was like, okay, or whatever. Because Nathan is freaking the sweetest person I know. He is the he is like, he's not disrespectful, not intentionally anyways. Like, he's just not that. Anyways, I checked Nathan on that, and I was like, now you on her disrespectful list. She ain't gonna like you, gonna be a disrespectful person now, and blah blah. And I was saying that, and he was like, okay, I understand, blah blah, and da da. So that's done. So basically, going back and forth again, I called her. I don't know if she answered or not, but it seemed like she answered but didn't say anything, and I was like, hello, and nothing was saying, so I hung up. And then a few minutes later, she called, and then I was like, the police officer wants to talk to you, or wants the information and talk to you. She was like, okay, I don't have a problem talking to the police officer. And then she was like, is he calling me now? I was like, I don't know, but I went to the car of the police officer, wave, you know what I'm saying, to try to get his attention. And I was like, hey, so my mom is on the phone now, you know. So I gave the officer my phone, you know, he rolled the window up, and then they were talking. I don't know what the exchange is on that. So I'm sitting with Nathan. I guess he got the information. But my thing is, I hate that mindset. I understand respecting your elders. I understand that. But at the same time, I am grown, okay? I am 25, okay? And she's gonna say, first it was because I was living in her home. She could talk to me any kind of way and be any kind of way. First is that. Now, because I'm on her insurance and it's technically still her car, even though I've been paying on it, right? I've been paying on it and stuff and all that stuff. Technically, it's still that. So she's going to use that as I'm still not grown. Okay, but it was her idea because she wanted a new car, or she wanted that bill to whatever, so her and Mr. or whatever can do whatever they need to do to sell me the car in the first place. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, where is the respect? Like, if you want to be respected too, and I understand you're the parent, and there's certain ways I'm not gonna go with you because you're my mom. Like, there's certain things, if you or anybody in the street though, but because you're my mom, there's certain things, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I hate that mindset, because you're my mom. I'm supposed to just kiss your ass whether you're wrong or you're like just. And now I'm pretty sure the story is gonna go around the family as I'm the disrespectful daughter. She's done everything. She adopted you. She's done all this shit for you, and you're just treating her so bad and all this stuff. But nobody knows my side. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. She gets to say, her and her husband get to say whatever the fuck they want, however the fuck they want. And then when I get mad because of how disrespectful I feel like they were being, I'm the wrong one because I call it out, and I'm going to call it out exactly how it is. Now, I'm not going to cuss. I'm not going to do any of that, but I'm going to say it. Like, use the word term petty. So now it's a name calling. I didn't say Miss Petty. Then in that context, it would have been name calling. I said it's not the time to be petty, meaning to act in a certain way. So yeah, my blood is boiling. Mason, I swear on my life, whenever I do have kids, yes, respect your elders. And when you're young, you know what I'm saying, underage, you know, when you're not grown, like when you're not like 20, even still, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever an adult say, do. And then that's how she raised me. Basically, like, if an adult tell you to do something wrong or you think it's wrong, come to me and talk to me and I'll handle it, right? And I'm going to raise my kids the same way. But when they get grown, there has to be some kind of respect there too. It's not just because you're the parent. I hate that. Like, I would treat my kids, I promise, I would treat my kids with respect, okay? I promise that on my life. If I talk to them in a certain way and they tell me that, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that, but it's never that. It's never that. They excuse the behavior. Oh, I didn't mean it that way, but it's never sorry. It's never an apology. It's never that. But it's always like, I didn't mean it that way, or in my generation, blah, blah, blah. No, that does not roll here. It does not go here, okay? It doesn't go here. At some point, and then now, like, that's what pisses me off. Because I know my man. I know Nathan. He's not disrespectful. He's not rude. If anything, he's the person that tried to keep peace. And he tried to appear to their nature until he can't understand something. You know what I'm saying? Then he's like, he's going to come to my defense. And that's another thing too. So, and my lipstick is, whatever. That's another thing. If, for instance, if Mr. stands up for her, then it's my husband he's gonna be protecting me, or he's gonna be blah blah. But if Nathan sees something wrong with how you're acting, and then he's saying, but hold up, wait, this and that, I don't see how, you know what I'm saying? Then Nathan is disrespectful for pointing that out. How does that make sense? Like, I'm sick and tired of that mentality. Yes, respect your elders when you're little and everything, even when you're grown. Like, there's certain things I would not say to an older person that I would say to somebody that's, you know, my age or my peers. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's certain things that I would not, even if they get buck with me. But I will tell, like, for instance, if you being rude, I will say that. I'd be like, you being very rude. Just like I had to tell a lady that at work one time, because she came and she was being disrespectful. I was like, ma'am, you're being very rude. And I don't think that's disrespectful to say just because you're older. No, I don't. Because you are being rude. It got worse and worse. And it did not have to be that way. You could have just listened to the story. No matter who was saying it, just listen. I told you I could not explain it. Why didn't you take that? Why didn't you take that and just listen? Just listen to the daggone story. That's it. And then being rude to Nathan, who was just trying to help. So, okay, so the police officer took our statement, went to do his little thing. Then he couldn't do a police report. Okay, so basically he was like, so the insurance companies are gonna have to, you know, battle out to see whose fault it was. And with that, so he took our information and then and gave it to them, and then we were together at that point, all four of us, her man, me, her, and Nathan and me. So we were together at that point, and then he was, you know, basically saying that, basically, you know, with the parking situation, he was saying that basically try to move forward and not, he was telling her, like, basically don't park over there, and then he was telling us, don't, you know, just move forward more next to the thing, and just wait for the cars, blah blah. He was explaining that. He was like, is there any question? He gave us each other's information, like her insurance, my, vice versa. She was like, no, I don't have any anything or whatever. And she was like, I'm fine, actually. And she was like, it was actually, she said actually it was just her, you know, who came, blah blah blah. Mind you, I'm still quiet, didn't say nothing, you know, I'm still quiet, didn't say nothing. The police officer's there, so if you want to look stupid, you can look stupid, okay? I'm not gonna say anything. And I didn't do anything, because honestly, I did come out aggressive, because I felt like you could have waited like the other cars behind us. You did not have to do all that and then hit the car, okay? And then you're gonna lie and tell your boyfriend that we hit you. We weren't moving, bitch. Like, so that's why I was back, you know? So I was a little aggressive with her. Yes, I was. Because I'm just like, sometimes, you know, the brain that God gave people, they don't use it. They don't use it. They don't use it. So she said that to the police officer. I didn't say nothing. Oh, blah, blah. She said it a little aggressively. I didn't say anything. But what got me fucked up was he said something. I didn't really hear what she was saying because I told her after I heard that, because I have to kind of tone you out so that I don't get mad. And there's a police officer right there, and I ain't trying to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So I had to literally tone her out. So I didn't hear everything that she said. All I know is Nathan was like, actually, I did not admit fault. Please don't say that I admitted fault. And then she was like, actually, yeah, you did. But I see that when she's around, you act scared. I looked at Nathan. I was like, what? And I looked at the police officer like, what? And I was like, so you... And Nathan was like, calm down, Rochelle. Because I wanted to punch her right then, right there. You're not going to talk to my man like that. The same person who was trying to make sure that you were okay. Okay? And I was just on the phone with Nathan too. He says the reason that she made have thought that he was admitting fault was because he was apologizing because she said she wasn't feeling well or whatever. And he was like, I'm sorry. That's when he said, I'm sorry. He was like, so she tried to use my kindness that I was offering her water, making sure she was okay, to make it like I admitted fault to the accident. The police officer saw that she was getting an attitude, so he diffused it. He was like, either way, he was like, that's not, like, he saw the bullshit that he saw it. So he was like, either way, trying to explain blah 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 and all that stuff. And as we were walking off, and I was like, oh babe, you're scared? You feel threatened because I'm here? Like, and he was like, oh babe, I'm so scared. That's what Nathan said. But yeah, like, why would you say? Nathan is not scared around me. He ain't scared around me. Like, does he spoil me? Do I get my way a lot of the time? Yes. But at the same time, when I'm wrong, he says that I'm wrong. He may not do it in front of people, but he does it, behind closed doors. So yeah, so why would, like, she came out her talking about I see. She was throwing shots, and I should have punched her right then and right there, but there was a police officer right there. So no. So, and I went to the car and I started getting mad, right? And I told Nathan, I was like, and she got the nerve to say that you get scared around me, like I'm punking you or something like that. And she was trying to throw shots. I should have freaking punched her ass right there. And Nathan was like, so are you gonna have self-control, or you gonna let her rile you up and all that stuff? You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. So that's what happened. Like, why would you? He was fucking trying to make sure that you were good, bitch. He was making sure that you were fine, okay? And you're gonna do that because Nathan is polite and respectful. I don't know how you have to, if you know him, you know. He is polite and respectful. And he want to make sure even when he's mad at you, he still try to treat you like a human being. Me, I forget that, I get, riled up and I forget all that extra stuff. To me, you did something stupid. You could have waited like the other cars behind us, but no, you wanted to go ahead and you hit the car. But you're going to tell your man that we hit your car, like we were moving. We were moving and we hit your car. Come. But that is all. Let me go and edit this shit.
Now, P, E, to the T, T, Y. P, E, to the T, T, Y. P, E, to the T, T, Y. I'm petty. Yeah, I'm petty. P, E, to the T, T, Y. P, okay, ladies, now let's see information. P, okay, ladies, now let's see information. I'm petty. Slag, trickle, you get eliminated.